Hello students. So today in this particular video I am going to tell you about the nutrition in animal part 2, in which we are going to understand the human digestive system. So this is a very interesting and important topic and little bit big also. So just pay your attention. So as we have already discussed that animals are going to do the nutrition so that they can get the nutrients from the food articles. Same, human also ingest the food. So there are 5 steps I have already discussed: ingestion, digestion, then absorption, then assimilation, then the last one is the egestion. So all this process of nutrition, all these 5 steps of nutrition take place inside long tube in the case of humans. So this long tube, which is coiled also in some places, is called as gut. So remember, this gut is also known as alimentary canal. Sometimes it is also known as alimentary gut. So these are common words, common names. So gut or alimentary canal is a long tube which is present inside the human body, and in which whole processes, all the 5 processes of this nutrition takes place. So these alimentary canals begin with the opening part that is used for the ingestion part, that is known as mouth. Then mouth is going to open into the second part, that is known as food pipe, that is also known as esophagus. Food pipe is going to open in the stomach part, then small intestine part, then small intestine is going to open into the large intestine. So large intestine is going to end into the rectum part, and the final opening is the anus part, from where the undigested food or unwanted waste is going to get out of our body. So if you can see this diagram properly, so in this alimentary canal is shown. So you can see this is the opening part, which is known as mouth. So first part of our alimentary canal is mouth, from where ingestion of food take place. Then this mouth is going to open in the food pipe, which is known as esophagus also, and this food pipe is going to end into this J-shaped structure, which is known as stomach. Stomach is going to open inside in this small tube-like structure, that is small intestine. So it is very long tube and longest part of our alimentary canal, and then it will get open into this small intestine, get open into this large intestine, which is again open into the rectum part. Here you can see this is the rectum part, and ultimately unwanted substances will come out through this opening, that is known as anus. So this is the parts or organs of the alimentary canal. Remember, in alimentary canal there are some glands also. So these glands, or these are these tissues which are going to help in the digestion process. So these salivary glands, as you can see, and this liver, this gallbladder, this pancreas, these are also going to help in the digestion process. So in this human digestive system, these glands are also going to play a big role. So we are going to discuss these human digestive system one by one steps. So first is the ingestion part, which is taking place inside the mouth of humans. So in human, mouth is going to do the ingestion part, and also the digestion part will also start over here. So remember this thing, in mouth, ingestion is done by the mouth, and digestion, that is the second step of nutrition, is also going to take place inside the mouth, some part of digestion. So remember, in mouth there are 3 pair of salivary glands. So you know very well, in mouth, so although these glands are not visible, but the main function of these salivary gland is to secrete saliva. So you know what is saliva. So this is the watery substance present inside our mouth, and it comes in large amount when we are hungry or when we see some food article. So this basically help in the digestion part. Remember, this saliva is necessary because it is going to break down starch into the simple sugar. So starch is a kind of carbohydrate, remember this. So it is available in the food materials. So starch is going to be break down into the simple sugar with the help of these saliva, and the saliva is secreted with the help of these salivary glands present into our faces. So you can see these are 6 in number or 3 in pair. So 1, and this is the left side gland, this is right, so 1 in pair. Then this is the gland present just below our tongue part, so it is the second pair, and this is the third pair which is just present below our lower jaw. So these are the various location of the gland which is present in our mouth. So these are salivary gland which is going to release saliva. So saliva is going to digest the starch material. Now in the mouth we are having dental structure also. So these are the teeth part. So in our mouth there is a lower jaw, as you can see in this picture, this is the lower jaw, and same structure is present onto the upper side, that is known as upper jaw. So in each jaw there are 16 number of teeth present in the human adult. And yes, the function of these teeth is to crush the food, cut the food, grind the food, chew the food. So these are the various purposes. And yes, while chewing, so mixing of saliva with the food, chewing of the food will be done. So that mixing and chewing of the food material is basically known as the process of mastication. So mastication is chewing and mixing of saliva with the food material. So that is mastication. And remember these tooth structure, as you can see, so the teeth are present in 32 number. And yes, if I am going to tell you what are the various types of teeth, so incisors are the teeth which are present in our dental structure just in front of our mouth. So these are the frontal teeth. So these are 4 in number in lower jaw and 4 in number in upper jaw. So these are known as incisors. So the basic appearance of these incisors, these are chisel shape. So these are flat structure with sharp edge. So these are chisel shaped teeth which help in cutting and biting of the food material. And after incisor, when we go along this side, so you will find the next set of teeth. These are known as canine. So canines are very pointed. These are very sharp and pointed kind of teeth. And yes, these teeth are used to tearing any food material. So tearing of the food material or piercing anything. So these canines are going to be used. And yes, these are present in 2 number, as you can see, left and right side of the lower jaw, and 2 in the upper jaw. So total they are in 4 in number in the whole mouth. And if we talk about incisors are available in 8 in number. So 4 plus 8, 12. Now there are next set of teeth which are known as premolar, just behind the canine. So 2 in the left side, 2 in the right side. So that means 4 in the lower jaw and 4 in the upper jaw. So these are premolar. So these teeth with the next set of teeth, that is molar, so they are going to help in the chewing or grinding or crushing of the food. So these are premolars, and these are 8 in number, 4 in lower jaw, 4 in upper jaw. Similarly, the last set of teeth are molars. So molars are 6 in number in the lower jaw and 6 in number in upper jaw. As you can see, 3 this side and 3 this side. So 3 plus 3, 6. So 6 in lower jaw and similarly 6 in upper jaw. So it's 6 and 6, 12. So that means total 32 number of this teeth are present in our dental structure. So upper jaw, if you are going to count it, you can easily count 4 incisor in the upper jaw, 2 canine, 4 premolar, 6 molar. So total is going to come out 16. Similarly, lower jaw, same 16 will come. So 16 plus 16 is 32. But in the small childs, this number is not 32 but it is 20 only, because in childs these molar teeth or tooth are not present. So total 12 number of molars are not available during the child age. And yes, normally these teeth which are present in the children's known as milk teeth, which are temporary teeth, which just get replaced with the permanent teeth when they get the age of 8 to 10 years. So permanent teeth will come, and permanent teeth in the adults are 32 in number. So otherwise in child it is 20 in number. Okay, so now the thing is, the teeth is covered with the strongest, the material that is known as enamel. So this white substance present onto the teeth is known as enamel, which is very hardest substance in our body. So the enamel is the hardest substance present in our body. Remember this thing. Now there is one more structure present in our mouth, and that structure is a muscular organ that is known as tongue. And yes, it helps in eating of food, mixing the food with the saliva, and it also helps in the swallowing of food inside our stomach. So tongue basically plays a big role in the digestion part, and also it helps in detecting the taste of the food material which we are eating. So earlier it was, as per the thought of scientists, it was estimated, it was described by the scientists that tongues are going, there are different parts present on the different side present on the tongues, which are going to detect the various type of taste, like sour, like sweet, like salty, like bitter. But nowadays new research has come in which it is disclosed that every type of taste bud is going to detect every type of taste. Like if I talk about the taste, it may be sweet, it may be sour, it may be salty, it may be bitter. So there is no specific area basically. Earlier it was said that yes, there are specific area for particular type of taste, but it is not as of now, as now. Okay, now the food material after getting partly digested into the mouth will travel into the stomach with the help of food pipe that is known as esophagus. So I have already shown you the structure, that is alimentary canal. So esophagus is made up of muscles, remember, and these muscles are very flexible, and these muscles are going to show a movement which is wave like movement, that is known as peristalsis. So this peristalsis help in the movement of food to go inside the stomach part. As you can see, the food is going inside the stomach with the help of wave like movement. So these waves are going to produce onto the muscles of the esophagus, and that wave like movement is known as, wave like action is known as peristalsis movement in the esophagus. So food will go inside the stomach, which is a bag like structure, J-shaped bag like structure, can hold 2 liters of food at a time, remember. So this is the capacity, and how much time it will take for a food to get digested will depend upon what type of food it is. So that is basically, so this is the structure of stomach, as you can see, orange color structure. And yes, stomach releases various type of secretion. Stomach releases mucus, stomach releases hydrochloric acid, stomach releases various type of juices. So acid help in killing of bacteria, acid help in digestion of protein. Same time, juices which is secreted by the stomach is going to digest the protein, so it help in, so hydrochloric acid and juices are going to help in the digestion process. And yes, acid can affect our inner lining of the stomach. So acid can damage our inner lining of the stomach. So to prevent that inner lining from this damage, so mucus is also secreted inside the stomach. So mucus, acid and juices, these are the 3 secretions secreted by the stomach part. So remember, and yes, this hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria which are present in the food. Same is done with the help of saliva also. So saliva in the mouth also kills the bacteria, remember this point also. Now in the small intestine, so now food will travel from the stomach to the small intestine. So small intestine, again, it will also do the digestion. So almost maximum part of the food is digested with the help of stomach. Now there are some other type of substances which are still left for the digestion. So in the intestine, that is the small intestine, remember 3 type of juices are going to be secreted. So these juices are first from the intestines itself, so that is known as intestinal juice. Second is from the liver, and third is from the pancreas. So these 3 juices are going to be mixed inside the intestine, that is small intestine. So once again I am repeating, so small intestine, which is this tube like structure, so this is going to have 3 type of juices. One is, that is intestinal juices. Second is the juices from the liver, that is known as bile juice. And third is the pancreatic juice from the pancreas, which is a leaf-like structure. So these three juices are going to secrete inside this intestine, that is small intestine. Now what are the function of these juices? So liver going to release bile juice, as written over here. It is going to release bile juice, which is going to be stored inside the gallbladder. So this is gallbladder like structure, as you can see, bulb like structure. So this is going to store bile juice for a temporary purpose, and this bile juice will be released into this particular intestine. So bile juice help in the breakdown of fats which are present in our food material. So fats molecules are going to be break down into the simpler one, that is fatty acids and glycerol. So this bile juice is going to break down fats into simple fatty acids and glycerol. Same time, the pancreas. So pancreas is going to secrete pancreatic juice, which is going to break the starch, that is carbohydrate, and protein into the amino acid. So ultimately in the intestine we are having intestinal juice, we are having pancreatic juice, we are having liver, that is bile juice. So these three juices are going to act upon fats, protein and carbohydrate, that is the main constituent of our food. Fats is going to convert into simpler form. All the three are going to convert into the simple form inside the intestines, that is small intestine. Now inside the small intestine, if you can see the structure of small intestine, it is very irregular from inside. As you can see, in this intestine there is a projections like structure inside the small intestine. So these projections are known as villi. So these finger like projections are known as villi. So basically inside the intestine, small intestine, these villi are present in large number, and these are going to provide more surface area for the purpose of absorption of nutrients. So whatever nutrients are going to be released by the process of digestion will be absorbed inside this small intestine with the help of these villi, finger like projection present inside the intestinal wall. So these villi are irregular in shape, and even onto the surface of these villi you can find some micro villi also. So in this structure you can see very well. So single villi, so this is the single villi, which is again divided into the micro villi. So this is going to provide larger area for the absorption. And one more interesting thing is that inside each villi you will find a network of blood capillaries. So whatever food is going to be absorbed, it is going to be dissolved into the blood capillaries, and it will goes into the blood. Then blood will do the transportation of this nutrient to whole body. So all the nutrients that is absorbed inside small intestine with the help of these villi will go inside the blood, and it will travel along the whole body, and every body cell will get these nutrients with the help of blood, like this. So blood help in the transportation further. So this is absorption. Now if we talk about the next process after the absorption, you can easily remember, it is assimilation. So assimilation is the utilization of these nutrients. So the process of utilization of nutrients into the body of human or other organism for various purposes is called assimilation. Now what are the various purposes? So glucose is going to used for the purpose of energy. So glucose is going to be used for energy production. Amino acids are going to be used for building and repairing body parts. And yes, fatty acids and glycerols, these are going to be stored as fats, and in the case of emergency they can be used for the energy purposes. So like this. So these are going to be assimilate inside our body, utilized inside our body. Now the last part of the digestive system of nutrition in human being is the digestion. So in this digestion part, so the undigested food or the solid waste is going to pass into the large intestine. So after small intestine, the food will go into the large intestine, where no further digestion will take place, but only the absorption of water will take place. So in the large intestine, remember, only absorption of water will take place, and there is no digestion of food material, because food is no more available. It has become a waste only, so it is unwanted waste product. So this solid waste product now, after passing through large intestine, will go into the rectum part, and then it will pass out from our body with the help of opening that is known as anus. So this is about the digestion, and this is about whole about the human digestive system, that is the nutrition. Now there is one more topic that is related with the ruminants. So let us cover this in very few minutes. So ruminants, remember, these are the hooved plant eating organism or animals which digest their food in two steps. So ruminants are different type of animals. So they are plant eating animals, no doubt, but they do the digestion in two steps. And the example of these ruminants are cow, buffalo, goat, sheep, etc. So these are the examples. Now the thing is, they are curd chewing animals. So these ruminants are basically curd chewing animals having four chambered stomach system. So they are having stomach system, four chambered. So as you can see in this diagram of cow, so this food which is going to be taken up inside the mouth will travel first into this larger size stomach that is known as rumen. So first of all, food will swallow into rumen. Then this food will come into this bag like structure, as you can see in this slide, that is reticulum. So food first go here in the rumen, then it will go into this reticulum. Then from reticulum it will go back into the mouth in the form of small that is curd, basically known as curd. So this curd is a partly digested food, and this curd will be chewed by the animal. So you have seen many times cow and buffalo are doing chewing part. Obviously these are curd chewing process, and this curd which is chewed further, so this whole process is known as rumination. That is why ruminants are called. So these are ruminate. This process is called rumination. Coming back of food material, undigested food back into their mouth in the form of curd. So these are going to chew this curd. Now this chewed curd part will go into the second part of the stomach. So after this rumen and reticulum, it will go into the next part of the stomach, that is omasum. So it will go into the omasum, then it will go into the abomasum. So then it will go into the fourth chamber, that is abomasum, and after passing through this abomasum, it will go into the small intestine for further digestion, then the large intestine, then the anus part, like this. So this is the process of digestion in the ruminants, in which four stomach structures are present: rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. So these are curd chewing animals, that is also known as ruminants. So this is all about this particular video about this chapter. So this chapter is complete. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in your doubt classes.